Hello boys and girls. Today I am going to be giving you a tutorial on how to draw an owl. And the reason that we're drawing owls today is because we are going to be participating in a fundraiser called Square One Art. Everyone's going to get a sheet of paper that looks a lot like this one. And on this sheet of paper, you're going to fill out the information at the top. Each letter of your first name is going to go in one of these boxes. Watch as I do my first name, which is Jessica. Each letter is going into a box. The next step is to put my last name below my first name. My last name is Flynn. Watch as I write each letter in each box. The next thing you'll do is you'll put your grade. Your grade is 3. That's not my grade, but it's your grade. So everyone in this class will be writing a 3. Then you'll be writing your teacher's name, depending on which teacher you have. And then you will be writing Birchwood on the school name. And that's all you have to write. You don't have to write the full school name, just write Birchwood. So what we're going to be doing today is we will be drawing owls. And again, here's my example. And our artwork is going to go underneath this section here. So what I'm going to start with when I draw my owl is the eyes. Now you'll be working in pencil because you can erase with a pencil. But so that we can make sure you can see everything clearly, I will be using a black marker today. The first thing I'm going to draw is the eyes, and I'm going to put the eyes in the center of my square. Is this the center? No, this is not the center, right? This is the top. How about here? Is this the center? I don't think so. This looks like the bottom of the page. The center is the middle, and it's right here. I'm going to draw one eye here, and I'm going to draw one eye here. And I'm going to make them bigger than a quarter. A little bit bigger than a quarter. Now, by putting them in the middle of the page, I will have room to draw a hat or earmuffs or some decorations around. If I put them too high, I won't be able to fit the top of my owl's head in the picture. So I'm going to put my other eye. I'm trying to make it the same size, but you know what? If they're not the exact same size, that's okay. It'll just make our picture look a little bit more interesting. In between the eyes, I'm going to make a beak shape. And I think the shape of the beak is kind of like a diamond or a kite. So watch me first. A little top of a triangle, and then, oh, there's the bottom of my kite shape. And there's my beak. Does it look a little bit like an owl? I'm not sure. Next, I'm going to draw the pupil. The pupil is the black part of your eye. And I'm going to draw them, try to make them the same size in the center of each one. Now, after you're done with pencil, you'll be going over your lines with a black Sharpie like this one. So when you have your black Sharpie, after you're happy with your drawing, then you can use your Sharpie to add some little circles inside. Those little circles are going to be the highlights and look like your owl has a little bit of a soul and its shining eyes are sparkling at you. Okay, after that, what I'm going to do is in between my eyes, I'm going to draw the part around the eyes like this. It's really gonna make it look like an owl. So what I'm gonna do is first I'm gonna draw a little bit of a letter V. Can you see the letter V? Looks like a little bird is flying between his eyes right now. Now I'm gonna follow this around my eye and I'm gonna go back to the beak. So if you wanna practice with your finger, you can practice that a few times. See that? See where that's gonna go? Try to stay the same distance around that circle, and let's see how I do. Not too shabby. Now I want to do the same thing on this side. I'll practice a few times with my finger, try to keep it the same distance. I think that looks good. It'll go around like that. Not too bad. So the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna draw the top of the head. At this point, I'm gonna switch to pencil because if I wanna put a hat on my owl like this one, or some of the other hats that I'll show you how to draw, I'm going to want to use a pencil for my hat, top of my owl, and then erase. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna draw an arched line, just like that. Now, when you're drawing with pencil, you do not want to press too hard. You want to press really lightly so that if you do make a mistake, you can erase entirely. If you press too hard, then you'll be unable to erase and your mark will always be there. So I'm just gonna do that. And then I think these are called horns, even though they're not really horns. They're like little triangles on top of the head that are from feathers. After I do that, I'm going to continue all the way around my head. Next, I'm going to draw the body. And I think for the body, I just want to carry from this line over here, carry this over here. I'm pressing a little harder so that you can see it on the video. Just like that. Okay. Doesn't have to be perfect. Might be a little bit off center. That's totally fine. In fact, it makes your artwork more interesting. Next, I'm going to draw the wings. There are several different ways that you can draw the wings. I usually show my students to just draw a line out like this, and then to just draw a zigzag line. But you can make these more like wings. You can also make them inside of the body like this, if you want them showing inside. Okay. Now, because we are doing winter owls, I think I'm going to put a scarf around my owl's neck. So I'm going to go back to my Sharpie so that you can see what I'm doing. And then I will work on some kind of ear covering or hat. So I think what I'll do is I will draw a line for my scarf. I think I'm going to make it nice and high. We're going to put the scarf up here. I'm going to draw this bulky scarf is going to come off of the body. So notice I go outside of the body. I'm going to do the same thing over here, make it a little bit bulky. And then I think in the middle, I'm going to have my scarf come down like it's tied in the middle. And I think what I'll do is I'll just kind of draw that over like that. And then there's several ways you can finish your scarf. You can go like this. I think this one I just drew little lines on. See the little lines I drew? Now, what are we missing? I think we're missing the bottom of our scarf. So let's add a line over here and then pretend if I'm going across like this with my pencil, it has to jump over this, right? And come over here. This is a good time to erase all of the lines inside. There we go. And we have a beautiful scarf all ready to go. Now, I think for the hat, I'm going to do a cute little fuzzy hat like this one. Watch. First, I'm going to go around just like that. And now at the top, I'm going to, it has to be on top of the head, right? So it's not going to go inside of these lines. It's going to go on the outside of these lines. So I'm just going to go like this. Keep our owl nice and warm in cold winter. I pressed too hard with my pencil. Okay. Now I'm going to go, this is the fuzzy part or the colored part of my hat. I'm gonna go around this. Oh, I don't have a lot of room here. I'll just kind of flop it over like that. And oh, it wouldn't be a hat without a big fluffy pom-pom. Okay. Now what makes my hat more interesting is to add some texture, some lines to it. So I'm just gonna add some lines and really make it look like it's woven out of something. I'll pretend that's... And up here, I don't know, maybe pretend there's a weave in here. So you can be as creative as you want and do whatever you want with your hat. Just gonna try to make it look like it's woven. There we go. Like Grandma knit it for me. I'll put some fluffiness over here. Okay. Now we have to finish the side of our owl head. Go over these lines here and here. And of course our little... Now, what am I missing? What do you think? What's my owl standing on, do you think? He needs two little feet. So for the feet, I'm gonna make 2 lines. This is for each foot, right? See, 2 lines for each foot. And then inside, I'm gonna make a zigzag. You can also do little ovals on your owl, which is what I think I did for this owl. And you see he's on a branch, and I did 3 little ovals together. I also might want to add some feathers, really give my owl a feeling that he has some feathers. So we'll just add some lines, a little texture. Go over those pencil lines and erase. All of those pencil lines need to go bye-bye. There you have a beautiful drawing of an owl. Now, if I want, I can add some decorations. I can do that just with crayon as well. I can make a branch that my owl's sitting on. I could do whatever I want in the background. The background is the area around the owl. The owl is called our foreground. But before we continue, I want to talk about color. We're going to be using crayons to color this in. And as you can see, I like to apply my crayons pretty thick so they're nice and thick and colorful. But I also do something called gradation. I press hard and then I lighten the pressure of my crayon. And the way that I'm gonna do that is, what color should I make my owl? I think I'll go for a pink owl. No, you know what? I'll go for a blue owl. We'll do this blue color. It's one of my favorite colors. So we'll do a yellow or a yellowish orange for the eyes. And we'll do orange. So I'm picking out my colors. And I'm going to be pressing hard with my colors. So watch this. If I put a lot of pressure on, color is nice and juicy. If I press lighter, there we go. And you can see it's lighter to darker. This is gonna give us some dimension. It's gonna make our owl look like it's 3-dimensional. Okay. So you said yellow for the eyes. So I wanna make it darker, I think, close to the pupil. See how bright that color is? And then I get lighter and darker and then lighter. Another technique that I used in this drawing is I used a white crayon first, and then I went over my white crayon with a darker crayon and I scratched it off. So let me show you how I do that. say I want to add, oh, I want to add a little more lines to this first. 1, 2, 2, 3, and we'll add some lines down here. Make it look like it has some wrinkles in our folds. So I'm going to add some stripes with the white. Now I know you can't see this, but I'm pressing nice and hard so that I know that the white is really going into the paper. And then I'm going to use maybe this red color, maybe this red-violet color. And I'm going to shade on top of my white. Just like that. Shade it in. And I'm going to go back over the white and I'm going to scratch off where I did the white. And you see how that pops out? Anywhere I have white, I'm just going to scratch it off and then you can see the color. Okay, so at this time, I'm going to let you guys finish up your coloring. I can't wait to see how your owls came out.